First, let us recap Joe Biden's very troubling weekend that began with yet another bizarre reference to lying, dog-faced pony soldiers. Take a look.
Now, as some of you know, I'd usually come down and say hi to all of you. They tell me there's a storm coming in. Is that right? Is that still the deal? That's the truth. Now, don't make a lie. As that scene in the John Wayne movie, don't make me a dog-faced lion pony soldier. All right.
It just is cringeworthy every time, without exception. Anyway, short time later, Biden seemed to completely malfunction at the Safer Community Summit. This was in Connecticut, which itself is a complete joke since Biden has done absolutely positively nothing to make any American city or town safer. But he did end with a proclamation dedicated to the late Queen of England. You know, God save the Queen. Take a look.
All right. God save the Queen, man.
They must have arrows at the bottom of the paper now. It says exit left, exit right. I don't know. And no one seems to know why Biden ended the speech with God save the Queen, man. But according to Axios, even his own aides, they're mystified. Did he think he was in England? Does he believe the Queen is still alive? Anybody's guess. Remember, this was a speech supposedly about gun control in West Hartford, Connecticut. This event did not have a single thing to do with the Queen of England. The next day, even more unusual behavior from Joe Biden. On Saturday, he traveled to Philadelphia, where Democratic Senator John Fetterman dressed up in his best hoodie and athletic shorts to greet the president on the tarmac. The main focus of this visit was the horrific I-95 bridge collapse in Philly. And as a reminder, here's how Fetterman described the dire situation last Wednesday. Take a look.
I would just really like to, the 95, obviously that, you're pretty much preoccupied with 95.
95, 95, 95. Don't worry, the Democrats in charge of your government have the situation totally under control. Don't worry. I'm sure that Putin and President Xi and the mullahs in Iran and Kim Jong-un, none of them are watching this disaster. Anyway, but you got Fetterman, Feinstein, Biden, and Kamala Harris. Gee, this country's in great hands, isn't it? Add Pothole Pete into the mix, and I'm sure that 95 will be fixed in no time. Anyway, here is Senator Fetterman introducing Biden in Philadelphia. Take a look at this.
I'm standing next to the president again, next to a collapsed bridge here. And he is here to commit to work with the governor and the delegation to make sure that we get this fixed quick, fast as well, too. This is a president that is committed to infrastructure. Yeah, and then on top of that, the dual kind of a law of the inflation bill that is going to make sure that there's going to be bridges all across like this, all across America getting rebuilt.
Even Joe Biden was cringing. Fetterman is clearly struggling from his serious cognitive issues. Sadly, so is the leader of his party. Take a look.
The President of the United States called me to see what he could do to help us. And that says all you need to know about this president and this man here. So thank you very much, Mr. President. We really appreciate it, and we love you. Thank you.
I might add, if I didn't, I'd be sleeping alone. You have to explain. I better explain that. Some don't know what I'm talking about. My wife's a Philly girl. All right, where are we going?
So, Mr. President, we put up a live feed here. Over.
That's pretty cool, isn't it? Be able to see exactly
Actually, the live feed's over here. That's from a few days ago.
These are the people that are running your country. Give you a lot of confidence? Need more evidence? Well, last but not least, here's Biden proudly, describing train tracks across the Indian Ocean. Now, it's only 8,000 miles. I wonder what the environmental impact study would look like on this big project. Take a look.
Well, we're going to win, and we're going to help. We have plans to build a railroad from the Pacific all the way across the Indian Ocean. We have plans to build in Angola, one of the largest solar plants in the world. I could go on, but I'm not. I'm going off script. I'm going to get in trouble.
Going to get in trouble and everything, and they're going to get mad at me, and they're going to yell at me after that. I can't go off script. They get so angry with me. Now, that would be quite the bridge. Maybe Biden misspoke, or maybe he's not familiar with the Indian Ocean. But let's be clear. He should definitely not be running for a second term. In fact, I'm not so sure he's able to finish the current term based on what we're watching every day. Now, of course, the majority of Americans do not believe Biden is mentally sharp enough to be your president. The evidence of his mental decline is everywhere. And by the way, in 2 recent polls, Donald J. Trump, in spite of all of the indictments and all the nonstop legal attacks that he's been taking, seems to be clobbering Joe Biden. Look at the Harvard-Harris poll. Has Trump up by 6. So does a new Rasmussen poll. Trump is up by more than 2 points in the Real Clear Politics average, but that includes a Quinnipiac poll that I didn't feel was real. So tonight I have some advice for my dear friends in the Democratic Party. You might want to find a new candidate, or you can take your chances and anoint the big guy who has a lot of legal troubles on the horizon. That we can tell you. A terrible president, an awful track record, lots of baggage, who can barely string 2 coherent sentences together. Is there no one else in the Democratic Party more capable? Nobody?